Thank you all for listening to me speak today. I just wanted to tell you guys about why I think it's better to live in Florida than New York. So, living in New York can be very stressful. Every day, New Yorkers are faced with stresses that people in other states might not understand. Do we just deal with it, or do we try to change? I'm speaking today because I personally had enough of New York and want to make a change. For years, I've dealt with terrible traffic and high prices on just about everything. Recently, I took a trip to Florida for vacation. Everyone was happy and friendly, prices were reasonable, and the weather was great. Not to mention the beautiful beaches. Looking further into Florida, real estate prices are so much cheaper than New York. I asked myself, why don't I move here? What's keeping me in New York? I want to provide some points why living in Florida is better than living in New York. First, low stress. Physically, high stress has been linked to many health-related problems. I'll give an example. A lot of New Yorkers could relate. Picture just another brutally cold winter, 3 to 4 feet of snow covering the streets. Your car gets damaged from the snow plows, right? You guys know. Yep. The salt that covers the street, it eats away at your rims. Potholes become worse from the weather, and you have to make it to work. Traffic is bumper to bumper. You need to fix your car. It's now been damaged. And your boss is upset that you're late to work. Now in Florida, with constant sunshine year-round, you won't have to deal with this anymore. Think about what a relief that is. I feel better just thinking that living in Florida, I won't have to deal with that ever again. Active lifestyle. I know when I have a day off, I'm so tired from the week, all I want to do is just lay in bed. Right? But what about staying in shape? You could pay to join a gym, but what if you live somewhere where you could be outside for free instead of stuck inside a gym paying a monthly fee? Between the miles of beaches, more than 7,000 lakes, and over 1,000 miles of coastline, and beautiful weather year-round, Florida is an excellent location for those that live or want to live an active lifestyle. With the perfect geography for fueling an active lifestyle, residents of Florida enjoy year-round activities. Another point, and I think this is huge, it kind of definitely relates to stress. Cost of living, it definitely ties in with low stress as well. So much of, I know my salary, maybe you guys too, you gotta pay for housing, and housing is so expensive. New Yorkers pay absurd prices for rent and houses. Think about a one-bedroom apartment in New York. Say you get one $1,500 a month. That's a lot of money. And for what? It's small, it's old, there's no parking. And what about buying a house? $500,000 plus insane taxes? I'll get to taxes later. But, who has that? In Florida, you'll find newer, better quality rentals and houses for half the price. So, I think the secret is out. Florida isn't a place just to retire anymore. In an article from the Tampa Bay Times, they reference U.S. Census Bureau statistics and found Florida's population will eventually surpass New York. The article I just showed you, I just pass it around, emphasizes growth will continue to rise in Florida and will fuel their growth and their economy. It specifically references people from New York have been moving to Florida for years, and that number is increasing. I just think people are getting smarter. The reason I mentioned above have definitely me planning my move. So, you know, I've spoken to many of my friends and they say, well, people in Florida, they don't make as much as New York. I just respond with one word: taxes. New Yorkers might make more of a base pay, but after taxes, it's just about the same. With the low cost of living in Florida, financially, you're in a better position there if you make, say, $50,000 a year in Florida than making $90,000 a year in New York. There's a second article I gave you guys. It's an article from Planning Our Pennies, and it reiterates this point. Using real data from state taxes and mean salary averages, they do a great job showing the price differences of cost of living and relationship to salary. So yeah, you know, yeah, just look that one over. In the article, they give a great example: buying a home in Florida. It's easier because, you know, you need a much lower down payment, and they say the appreciation value of the home is actually greater, so it's a better investment. So the benefits in Florida, to me, they're obvious. Thank you.